Hello. Welcome. Anyway, yeah, my name is Bob. Anyway, I want to talk about maintenance on your computer, computer security, uh, things like that. I'm just going to give you a generalization. So I'm going to just start off with the usual stuff. Of course, don't go to bad websites because a lot of times you will get a virus or something, malware. Let's see. Of course, be careful with your emails. A lot of times the emails will have a bad attachment sometimes, or they might send you to a bad website. Okay, so be careful of stuff like that. Now, the next thing I like to talk about is that you should always make sure your computer is up to date. I think it's every with Windows machines. I'm quite sure it's every second Tuesday of the month, but just be aware of it and don't and once in a while just even go to your in the settings and see if your uh, Windows virus checker is updated and of course your whole computer. Sometimes they update all of Windows, the whole system. It's very important. Hackers and bad people will always count on people not doing that, and they also find the vulnerability of such a thing. So, so moving on to that. So, um, if you did get hacked and stuff like that, and they wanted to try to do ransomware, as they would call it, make sure your stuff is backed up. There's a couple of ways. I have a couple of backups. I back up to the cloud, whether it's OneDrive or Google Drive. But most important, I back up to a external hard drive like this, or even a thumb drive. It depends on how much you need to back up. This one particularly holds like a trigabyte of space, so it's very nice. Also, when you do backup stuff like that, you never know if your house is going to burn down or a tornado, some disaster might happen. So what I always do, and I not only do it with my software or files, like I was just showing you with the hard drive, but I also use this Firebox, and I keep my documents in there, my marriage certificate, my social security card, anything, house title. This is fireproof. Okay, it even has a key where you can lock it too. Uh, I think this is very important that everybody should have something like that in case of a disaster. Let me put that down there. Okay, so let's see. What else could I tell you? Um, Really, almost that's really all the basics of it all. Very simple, you know what I mean. Uh, what else can I really tell you? If you can at least do this type of stuff, and back up. I don't know how much data or how much stuff you store, or pictures, or music, or whatever you do, but if you are constantly doing more documents and things like that, you figure it out. I mean, if you only have to back up once a month, maybe, or once a week, you figure out your timetable and how much you are updating software and stuff like that. Now, next thing. Um, I say use very complicated passwords, to your Facebook account, to your email, whatever you have, whatever you subscribe to or something like that, especially ones that you're using credit cards like Amazon or something like that. I recommend LastPass, but there are quite a few other security applications. So what that is that basically it's part of your browser, And when I go to, let's say, Amazon, it will automatically log me in, or ask me to log in because it remembers my password. And I think that is just the greatest, because I don't have to dig out papers or whatever to type in my password. Uh, like I said, it does it automatically. But I do recommend that you write, get a spreadsheet, Word document, whatever you want to do, and type out your logins and passwords. Okay, maybe even print them out. Okay, and then again, put them in your safe box for so many reasons. God forbid you die, right? And your wife needs to get to these accounts, like your Facebook account to close it down, or your email account to close it down. That paper sheet that's in your firebox is going to be really important because your wife will be able to get to that and have access. Okay, or if you're a lady and your husband, somebody, or your kids, or whoever close to you that's going to need these documents with your life insurance and all your whatever will. My will would go in that box, obviously, too. So really, think twice, especially if you're an older person like myself. You can't be too careful. So definitely do that. Don't be the type of person that writes your password down on a little memo paper and then you say, oh, I'll just stick it on my desk here, and then your desk is piled full of junk and you can't find your password. Okay, it's somewhere here. Don't be that person. Okay, be organized. Speaking about being organized, I see some people have desktops full of all their Word documents and things like that. You know what that looks like? That looks like you're probably like your desk, a big pile of paper that's whatever. Organize it. Get all your documents and stuff and put it in My Documents. Get all your photos and put it in My Photos. I mean, you should have a clean desk, not a desk with a mountain of paperwork. Okay? Well, that applies to the desktop of your computer too. Okay? Another thing, it's a real pet peeve of mine, is that I tell people, oh yeah, your hard drive is on its way out, or it did go out. And I say, the first thing I say, well, did you back up your stuff? Oh, no. Do you have some organized place where you put your passwords? Because when we reset up Windows or whatever, we're going to need those passwords and stuff so we can get you back up and going. Oh, I don't know. They're somewhere around here. Don't be that person. Okay? Just don't be that person. Because a lot of people are, and it's just too late afterward. Okay? And there's nothing I can do about it. No, nothing. You could go, like, let's say Facebook, or maybe even your email. Well, sometimes email, it depends. If you have a secondary email and you claim that secondary email on your Google email or whatever, Gmail, as you'd say, then they might be able to reset your password and send you a new way to reset your password. Maybe, maybe not. But really, yeah, sure. Write it down, put it in your safety box. And I love using LastPass. You don't have to, but it just makes it a lot easier, and especially when you have long, complicated passwords. Oh yeah, and by the way, passwords were okay if you just put like 8 characters or something in there, right? It's gotten more so complicated because computers, hackers that use brutal force is what they use to guess your password. Okay, it's better to have 12 things, 12 characters, and I mean like a couple of capital letters, maybe a couple of like money signs, or percent signs, or pound signs, something, really random like that. LastPass will actually generate you some pretty good passwords. I recommend doing that, of course, and I'm sure the other ones will do the same. Um, yeah, don't use something common like me. Don't put like Bob Google Man or something like that. That's easy to guess. They're going to figure out when they get in my computer that I am Bob. So that's right there, part of the probable, you know what I mean, of my password. And then, of course, if it's going to Gmail, they probably will either put randomly or even just guess off the top of their head that I put Gmail or Google or something. So if you're making something that's easy for you to remember, then it's going to be easy for them to hack. Okay? Don't do that. Okay? Really don't. Um, I don't know what else to tell you. I can say good luck. I'm not so sure you're watching this video or even care to even watch the video. But that's all right, because when things go down and you call me, I'm going to charge you probably like $150 just to redo your Windows. And that's not going to be recovering your passwords or your documents. Okay? So all you're doing is keeping me in business. Okay? Another thing it can't hurt either, once a year, because you notice your computer is getting slower and slower, starting up and everything, it never hurts to just revamp your computer. And what I mean by that is reformatting the hard drive and reinstalling Windows. So it's like the day you got it. You know what I mean? You're bringing it back to factory reset to like the day you got it. Your computer will be fast just like you bought it. I would say do that once a year. It can't hurt. Yeah, it takes a few hours, but it really can't hurt. It helps a lot, especially when your computer is slow. I think that's basically all I really have to say right now. And if I have more, or if you have more, please add a comment into the section, and I'll hopefully respond. I should respond. Especially if I forgot something. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But that's your job. Good luck. Thank you very much for listening.